Hey guys, Jason Schnitzer here with O.C Realtor Talk, and what I've got for you today is we're going to talk a little bit about capital gains pertaining to real estate. Now, basic definition of what a capital gain is the profit made when you sell a property or an investment. And so how this pertains to real estate and why I'm bringing this up is because recently in a meeting with one of our clients, they were unaware of even what capital gains is, and it's a really, really important thing when you're going to make a decision on whether or not to sell your home, and definitely a factor that you need to take into consideration. Now, of course, I'm not a CPA, so we always refer our clients to a CPA, somebody that actually handles these tax things. But as I like to say, I know enough to be dangerous to help you just know whether or not you do have a potential for capital gains exposure after selling your home. So let's talk about how do you factor if you have a capital gain or not. I've drawn up a little equation here, and we started off by figuring out what the projected sales price might be. Once you have that, you subtract out your exemption, and in the state of California, as a single person, you have $250,000 worth of capital gains exemption, and as a married couple, that's $500,000. You less out capital improvements, so anything that you've done to your house to upgrade it, if you put in a new kitchen, windows, put on a new roof, things of that nature. Again, refer to your tax person for more specifics there. You factor out the cost of sale. That's right. Us realtors, me as a realtor, you get to write me off against your capital gains taxes. And then lastly, you subtract out the basis. So that's actually what you paid for the property, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in the example that I have here. And this, of course, is for your primary residence. It works differently when you're going to sell an investment property. For example, there is no homeowner's exemption for capital gains for selling a rental property. And you also have to recapture depreciation when considering selling a rental property. And that'll give you about what your gain is. So again, refer to your tax person, but a capital gain, you're going to factor about paying 20% plus state. So it's a pretty healthy tax. Uncle Sam takes a pretty penny. So I drew up kind of a rough example of this particular client's situation, and especially for those of you that have owned your home for a while now, maybe you want to pay close attention to this. It might pertain to you. So median house price in Orange County, we're looking at $750,000 plus. This particular house was worth $900,000. They're a married couple, so we got to subtract $500,000 right off the top. They factored that they had put over the years about $100,000 worth of improvements into their house, so they get to subtract that as well. Cost of sale for closing costs about $45,000, and then they paid $50,000 for their house. Now, this is not taking into consideration anything having to do with your net profits, okay? So, in other words, how much you still owe on the property. So Uncle Sam, to him, your capital gain when you do the math for this situation is $205,000. So roughly about 30% of that is what you're going to owe in taxes for the following year. Now, these particular clients had no idea that they were even at a potential for exposure for capital gains, because they just thought, hey, it's my primary residence, I don't have to pay capital gains on it. Well, unfortunately, in this situation, unless they can come up with another $205,000 that they upgraded their property, there is definite exposure there. So whenever you're considering a sale, especially if you've been in your property for a long, long time, capital gains is absolutely something that your realtor should be talking to you about. We'll do another video with regards to investment properties. This is more so for primary residence. But again, consult your tax person. But in every situation, there is a potential, even for your primary residence, for a gain. If this person had only owned it as a single person for their entire life, this number would be even bigger, which would be even more of a potential factor that they would need to consider whether or not they should hold on to that property or maybe even refinance, reallocate funds, etc. If you guys have any specific questions with regards to how this could potentially look for your house, of course, reach out to us. We'd love to sit down and help paint a picture in that regard. Or any other questions with regards to your real estate portfolio, happy to help. So reach out to us via just giving us a call or book a free consultation online. And thanks for watching. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, feel free to send it to friends and family. Because again, the more information that you have, the better decisions that you can make for the most expensive asset that you own. Thanks for watching, you guys. Catch you on the next one. Hey guys, thanks again for watching this week's episode of O.C Realtor Talk. If you gained any value from this video, we'd really appreciate it if you liked, subscribed, and followed us on all our social media platforms.
Yeah, what Jason, I believe is really, really important for you, whether you're buying a house or selling a house, is understanding the process and knowing exactly what you're getting into. So if you ever have any questions, just follow the links below and we'll get you